Hello and welcome to the CottageCutz YouTube channel. My name is Lynn, or LV Handcrafted here on YouTube, and today I am crafting with the latest Easter release. In this release, you'll find a lot of different die sets, and two really jumped out at me, the spring daffodils and the spring lilies. And I thought that I would do something a little bit different, and I actually colored onto it's actually this spiral bound sketch pad that I have, and it's called toned tan paper. And it has the look of a craft paper, but the idea behind it is that this is a paper that has a little bit of tooth to it, meaning that there is some texture. It's not even perceptible by feel or even visible by eye. But I trust that it's there because otherwise the coloring technique that I used, which I'll talk about in a little bit, I don't think this could have been achieved quite as easily if it weren't for the fact that I was coloring onto a paper that actually has a little bit of tooth. The technique that I used is actually a combination of soft pastel with color pencil over top it. So I started off by lining my toned tan paper with some double-sided adhesive so that all of these pieces that I'm doing a little bit of a sort of a dry fit on my card here, they are essentially stickers. They already have adhesive on the back of them. And then what I did was I die cut that panel of toned tan paper, and once it was die cut, that's when I started to color it in. And initially I started with a layer of soft pastel with a little bit of it's kind of almost reminiscent of an eyeshadow makeup applicator, so it's a bit of a spongy tip. And that just helps to get down a lot of color really fast. And then I went back in with my colored pencil and added some shading, added some depth, added some texture to the flowers. So with something like a super smooth white cardstock, for example, it would be really hard to add that many layers of pastel and the wax from the color pencil because the paper is so smooth. When you apply a medium like pastel, it's just going to kind of move around on that surface and just slide around because there isn't anything for that pastel to really settle into. There aren't any nooks and crannies for it to actually kind of recess into. Whereas if you're using a paper that actually has a little bit of texture to it, a little bit of what's commonly called tooth to it, it has those nooks and crannies so that when you apply your pastel to it, it starts to fill in those nooks and crannies. And then when you go over it again with maybe another layer or with color pencil, as I've done here, it just continues to fill that paper, just continues to grab that color, grab that, the wax from the color pencil or the pastel, and hold it in place so it's not really slipping and sliding around on your paper, and that's what allows you to build up all of those layers. So I found it a lot of fun to color onto this toned tan paper, which has the look of a craft paper, and it almost makes it look a little bit vintagey, which I thought was a pretty neat look. And so this was a lot of fun, this combination here. I've had this paper for a while, I just haven't ever used it. And so I'll definitely be pulling it out to use more. The other thing that I really love about these die sets is look how large they are. They comprise pretty much, they do a great job of filling almost my entire card front panel here. So absolutely fabulous size. And then on top of that, you get 3 different flower blooms, some buds as well, and then all of the stems, they're all separate. So if you actually like to make larger cards, like maybe a 5x7 or an 8x8, you could actually create and customize your flower arrangement to be as large as you'd like, or you could even just use a single flower bloom and go really simple. So I love that there's a lot of flexibility, and I love particularly that if you look at the blooms, you have them in different angles, different sizes, and at different phases. So you've got the buds and then you've got the full blooms. So I really, really love that because it definitely adds to the look of this all being very organic and very natural. So this is a good time to mention that if you would like to be in for a chance to win the Spring Lilies die set, please leave a comment on this video below, like this comment, and that will give you a chance to win the Spring Lilies die set. Now, unfortunately, due to shipping costs, the giveaway is only open to US residents only. But even if you are international, I still would love to hear from you. I'd love to know what you think about coloring onto sort of a craft color and how you like the effect of it. Just let us know if you are leaving a comment and you are international. Let us know that you're international. That way, CottageCutz can be sure to pick a winner who is US based. And I love that flowers just in general are very multi-purpose, very versatile. You can use them for really any occasion. And I feel like with thank you cards, you can never have enough of them. So here's a nice close-up look. Off camera, I did add a couple of hearts from the Love You Mom die set, which I love to craft with because I've featured it in so many videos lately. But I felt like it just needed a few extra little touches. So check out the Scrapping Cottage blog and you'll see the actual final photo of where I added those little hearts. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.